Deep inside the heart of a green jungle stood a small clay house with cracked walls and a fragile thatched roof. It belonged to a kind old grandmother who had lived there her whole life. Though she owned very little, her heart overflowed with compassion and warmth. Every day, she gathered fruits, fetched water from the nearby stream, and cooked simple meals of rice and vegetables in her clay pots. One warm afternoon, while standing by her doorway, she noticed a poor beggar approaching. His clothes were nothing but torn rags, his feet bare and bruised from walking, and his gray hair hung wild and messy. He looked weary, hungry, and lost. Yet in his tired eyes there was a gentle glimmer, as if life had not managed to take away his dignity. The grandmother's heart melted. Without a second thought, she carried a clay plate filled with the only food she had cooked that day, a modest portion of rice with vegetable curry, barely enough for one person. She held the plate forward with compassion and said softly, "Come, my son. Eat, and regain your strength." The beggar's eyes shone with gratitude. He reached out with trembling hands and accepted the food humbly. He walked a little distance to sit under the shade of a tree, near her house, and began eating slowly with his hands. Every mouthful seemed to heal him from the inside, as though the grandmother's kindness had flavored the meal more richly than any spice. He ate half of the food and then paused, savoring the moment, before finishing every last grain of rice. When he returned, he handed the empty clay plate back to the grandmother. His hands shook, not from weakness but from humility. "You have given me more than food," he whispered. She smiled warmly and offered him a small cup of water to drink. To her, kindness was the greatest gift anyone could share. The beggar thanked her and walked away into the jungle, vanishing among the trees. The grandmother thought it was the end of the story, just another day of giving what little she had. But life had written a magical twist for her. Later that day, she sat outside her house, rinsing a small bunch of purple grapes in a clay bowl of water. She carefully washed them, feeling grateful for the simple blessing of having fruit to eat. As the water rippled and sparkled in the sunlight, something extraordinary happened. The grapes slowly began to shimmer, their purple skins glowing brighter and brighter, until in a flash of soft golden light, they transformed. When the grandmother looked again, the clay bowl was no longer filled with grapes, but with precious gems. Rubies as red as fire, sapphires as blue as the sky, emeralds as green as the jungle, and diamonds that sparkled like captured stars. Her hands trembled in shock as she held the bowl. The sunlight filtering through the leaves caught the gems and cast colorful reflections on the clay walls of her house. The grandmother gasped, her heart pounding. She could hardly believe her eyes. The